Pay. When do we want it? Now.
Protesters arrive at DFW International Airport as this partial government shutdown enters its fourth week. These demonstrators are just a few of the 43,000 TSA officers across the country who are working without a paycheck. TSA agents are considered essential government employees and are mandated to still show up to work. But other government employees are being furloughed and taking on second jobs just to make ends meet. Well, the president officially signed legislation that guarantees back pay to federal workers who have been furloughed or are working without pay right now. But as the shutdown drags through day 26, Lauren Blanchard explains how there really doesn't seem to be any answers coming from Washington.
The federal government remains partially shut down, and because of that, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is telling the president he should postpone his State of the Union address.
What is the State of the Union? The government is closed because of President Trump.
The speaker said the address on January 29th should be postponed or submitted in writing instead, citing security concerns. But the Department of Homeland Security saying they don't know where Speaker Pelosi got that information, and the president has not responded to Pelosi's letter yet.
And we haven't gotten a reply from the president his thoughts, so it's not officially off now.
Democrats and many Republicans say before any negotiations can be successful, the government needs to reopen.
We want government to open, but we can't vote on it. We can't get any of this stuff done.
Reopen the government for 3 weeks, and we will make our best disciplined efforts on a bipartisan basis to invest in border security in a way that meets our country's needs and is a good and responsible use of money.
At the White House, President Trump met with the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, which does not include Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer. Still, though, not reaching any agreement.
Many of us in Congress that really think if we sat down, we could find a way forward here. White House invites you, and actually you want to have you can have a constructive conversation, which is what we did today. Very productive, very constructive.
The chairman of the White House Council of Economic Advisors telling reporters the shutdown is slowing economic growth twice as much as they had anticipated, 1/10 of a percentage point per week. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, KFDX 3 News.
Lauren, thank you. Now, by law, the president must give a State of the Union address, but it's not required to be given in front of Congress. For example, Thomas Jefferson did it in writing, which is a tradition that lasted for more than a century. And Woodrow Wilson first gave his speech in front of Congress, which has continued until now. And a message tonight from the United States Postal Service: don't let the hike in stamp price sneak up on you. Stamps are set to increase by 2.5% beginning January 27th. And it's the biggest price hike for postage since 1991. So this means a simple letter will be 55 cents to mail instead of 50 cents.